Hi guys, I have a gameplay idea for you. I have tried this out and I've had a lot of fun doing this. So there's a lot of hoods that you can download where they go into the history of Pleasantview, and you can play with founders and just a couple of years earlier, or there's some changed events. And it's a lot of fun to do all those. But what about a future Pleasantview where you play with the descendants of those who live in Pleasantview? I have tried this. I took an empty Pleasantview neighborhood that just had the homes, and I created my own story where I tried to match up the genetics of the original sons, and I've decided to make headcanons of who would have married who would have had children with who, and then who would have had grandchildren. So I'm quickly going to show you what I've done here, and it's just a fun gameplay idea that I hope will inspire you. So let's take a look. It says, a lot has happened in the last 90 years in the beloved town of Pleasantview. Most of the characters we know have passed away, leaving their grandchildren to continue the town's legacy. Let's get to know them. Alexander and Lucy lived in the Goth mansion, and now their grandchildren will decide who wants to stay in the old mansion. Will they come to a decision that please all of them? Cassandra and Darren's grandchildren don't always get along. Will their family break apart or find a way to stick together? The Brokes have become a huge family. Have they been able to rise up from their circumstances? A new generation finds love, but some hearts have and will be broken. Rejection can be painful and leave deep scars. Can they all distinguish between love and temporary infatuation? Come and join in to see the new unions between families who were never related before, and enjoy the special moments shared between these characters. Get to know them and decide who you love and who you loathe. Clutch at your heart when danger threatens them, or when tempers flare. Shout for joy with those who find happiness, and explore new possibilities of gameplay in one of the best pre-made neighborhoods. Be prepared for action, drama, tears of joy, and empathy as we view some wholesome gameplay full of new opportunities and fresh beginnings. Pace up and down or hang onto the edge of your seat for this wild ride in a Pleasantview you might not recognize but can't wait to explore. So this is the map. I've added in some new homes and also some community lots because I feel like it would have changed in the last 90 years, but I've kept some of them the same. We are going to just take a closer look at some of the families now. So I started off by deciding to put bios for families that basically show where they're coming from, so that it gives me some context as well. So I'm quickly going to go through them with you. I've used last names like Bruty, Landgrab, Tellerman in the neighborhood because I wanted to keep it interesting and also connected to the townies and the people that you know when you play Pleasantview. So I've included quite a few of them, and I might even add to them later on. So let's start off with the Goths. It just says Alexander and Lucy had 4 beautiful grandchildren. The Goth siblings are wondering who should stay in the mansion once they marry and have families of their own. So I tried to recreate Mortimer looking person and Alexander looking person and daughters that look like they could be from that family. Then we have another Goth family here. After Bella returned with the twin boys she was pregnant with when she got abducted, she was reunited with her family. These are those twin boys as children. Will they hold the Goth name high? So yeah, that's my idea is that it's Mortimer and Bella's grandkids. So they had more kids together, and she was pregnant when she got abducted. And yeah, so that's my head canon for that family. Then let's look at which one will we look at next? I think there's another Goth family. Dina and Mortimer had 2 boys whose children remained in Pleasantview. Will they be successful in their pursuits? Now, you will see there's a marriage here. So that is Dina and Mortimer's son, but he's married to Mary, who is the daughter of Dirk and Lilith. So, I've kind of connected some families a little bit more. It would be boring if you just started with everyone single. So that was my headcanon there. All right. Here, Don and Cassandra's granddaughter married into the Stratton family. She now has twin toddlers of her own. She's also family-oriented, like Cassandra was. So, yeah, that was my idea. Like, otherwise, it sounds like everyone just had sons. So, I put in Stratton there as if Christy Stratton maybe had a son and used her own last name, something like that. And this is the grandson. Okay, the Dreamers. Cassandra and Darren's son Caspian loved his 3 children dearly, but they don't always see eye to eye. Can they learn to get along? So I tried to give some genetics there that looks like it could be Cassandra and Darren's grandkids. So I hope I was successful. I think I was. But oh goodness, this grandson of theirs is quite a piece of work. No one gets along with him. So I'm having a lot of fun seeing what fights he starts. And then we'll look at the Lotharios. Ronaldo Lothario is proud of who he is, the son of Dina and Don. It may have messed up his mother's plans to remain part of the Goth family until Mortimer died, but Ronaldo raised his children to be proud of who they are. So that's Ronaldo. He's an elder now. He has a wife, and these are his 3 kids. And yeah, this Arissa Lothario, I went off Marissa Bandette. I was thinking maybe she could relate. But my idea with this was, to kind of show that Mortimer and Dina eventually split up. And this was the reason he found out that she had a child with Don. I thought that could be an interesting little twist. The other Dreamers next. Dirk and Lilith would have been very proud of most of their grandchildren, wouldn't they? There's some things going on over here as well. Anyway, Mary is not here anymore. She moved in. She's now a Goth. She also doesn't get along with anyone, so there's quite a bit of strife over here in this family, interestingly enough. Alright, then this is another Lothario family. Nina and Don's son Donovan, he's an elder now, is now an elder. He has led a good life with his lovely wife Nikki. They hope their children will make good choices in life and live fulfilling and happy lives. So yeah, Donovan married Nikki, who no one knows who she is. It's just a random sim. And these are their kids. So I also gave their son the name Caliente because I thought it's interesting. Caliente Lothario, kind of keeping the Caliente line there, even though it's a name. Then I have a land grab here at the medical center. Nina Caliente had a date with Malcolm Landgrab, which resulted in a son. Nick is Nina and Malcolm's grandson. He married Christy Stratton's granddaughter and heads up the local hospital in Pleasantview. And I gave them a teen son and a child daughter. So yeah, he's the chief of staff over there. I thought that could be interesting. And then we have another land grab household here. These are the grandchildren of Dina and Malcolm Landgrab, so you can see which direction she moved in. Some of them are very ambitious, while others are happy to laze about on their inheritance. I think you can see who looks like the lazy some over there. So obviously after Dina was done with Mortimer, and things didn't work out with Dawn, she moved on to the land grabs. And yeah, obviously had some kids there that ended up having kids of their own. Yeah, we also have some relationships going on. I already have some people who are interested in each other, and I'm very interested to see who pairs up with who after this. Okay, so the Brokes. This is a huge bunch. The Broke cousins are done with university and ready to start their careers and family lives. Will they all find happiness? Dustin and Angela would be proud of them. So these are the kids of Dustin and Angela's kids. So not all of these are brothers and sisters. They're actually cousins of each other. So I've made some of them, brother and sister, and some of them cousins. So, to simulate that they had more kids than just. Here's the other Broke family. Bo would be so proud of his grandkids. Will they lead blessed lives here in Pleasantview? So there's 3 of them. I think all 3 of them are siblings, if I remember correctly. I think I made all of them siblings. And then Brandy Broke would have never guessed that she would have 3 more children. She would have enjoyed seeing her grandchildren as adults. So I kind of linked to the fact that she would have married again. But she also had the unborn baby Broke. So I'm just simulating that these are some of his grandkids and some of her other kids as grandkids. I'm not really naming them, but yeah, that's basically. So the Brokes have really multiplied. There's a lot of them. But yeah, I felt like this was a fun little thing to add. She did end up finding happiness in the end and getting married again. We just don't know to who. I don't say. Okay, then we're going to look at the Pleasants. Mary Sue and Daniel had more children. Their grandchildren have now inherited the Pleasant home, who will end up living in there permanently. I promise that she has hair. She actually has beautiful hair. So we have Jeffrey Pleasant and 2 more siblings over here. Rainey. I can't remember what I called the blonde gentleman there. But anyways, so I'm simulating that they had more kids, and these kids are living there. The Burbs. The Burb had 2 more boys. Their grandchildren inherited this home from their grandparents, who will continue living here. So I just kind of start out with everyone in the specific home. And then as people pair up, I'm going to basically make a decision of who will stay in that home. So, they're related. I've made them related to the kids in the Goth home because they would be cousins of each other. I've used the Sim Blender for this. I didn't go into SimPE. I just used the blender and it worked fine so far. Alright, so here I have the Bruties. Will Sylvia Futa keep feeling notice, feeling like a third wheel now that her sister got engaged to their police chief? Rudy Bruty is one of Sandy Bruty's grandchildren. Will he continue to be a good police chief to Pleasantview? So yeah, I've kind of, alluded to the fact that the Futa teen that you start off with as a townie teen, that he would have married and had kids and grandkids, and there we go. All right, so that's my police station. Then Samuel Bruty is Sandy Bruty's grandson. He happily lives in Pleasantview with his family. They may not have a lot, but they are happy, and that is important. So I've, kind of decided that she would have two grandsons that continued the Bruti last name. And he's married to Dharma Bruti. And yeah, then they have two kids and they're living in a trailer. So they don't have a lot, but they're, I needed someone to live in Brandy's home. And I decided, well, okay, they could have bought the trailer after she remarried. Then the Tellermans. Mira is Michelle Tsay's granddaughter. She returned to Pleasantview to become a firefighter. Little did she know that the Tellerman brothers who work with her would both sweep her off her feet. But do both of them have good intentions, or do some of them take after Grandma Jan Tellerman? So, this is her grandsons. I made them look all buffed up like they could work as firemen. And yeah, we'll see. Michelle, I don't know how you pronounce that last name. I decided to use that townie. And then Carl Tellerman is Kamei's grandson. Is he on the right path or a path of destruction? So I'm alluding to the fact that Kamei sometimes had criminal wishes whenever you put him in your town or when he spawns. So yeah, I've decided to kind of run with that his grandson has gone in that direction. So yeah, this is my future Pleasantview that I'm playing with off camera, of course, but I'm having a lot of fun with it, and yeah, this is a good gameplay idea. I thought I would share with you guys if you're in the mood to still hang on to Pleasantview, but you want to not play with the regular Sims from there. I've also upgraded some of the community lots here a bit, changed them. I feel like those are things that would have happened. They could improve upon certain things, build a few more, and yeah. So I hope you feel inspired, and I hope you will try something like this as well. It's really easy to do. You just need an empty Pleasantview that have the homes in them, and yeah, then be creative. So enjoy yourselves and happy simming. Be blessed and see you in the next video. Goodbye.